Hi, I'm Jared Chapman. I'm the professor for this course, and I wanted to take a moment and walk you through the interface for the course. This is a little bit different than you might have seen before. The course has been gamified, which is a way to add game elements to a course to help you feel more motivated and engaged in the content. When you first walk into the course, or come to this page, I guess I should say, the first thing you want to do is get to the course content, and so here it is, nice front and center. This area replaces what would normally be just a long list of assignments, and what you're going to see here is three tabs: 1, 2, and 3. So these are all the lessons in the class. In the beginning, we just have these two modules: Getting Started and Welcome to Leadership Development. If you click on the first module, there's some pages for you to read. Go ahead and open each one of these and read them. When you click one, it will open up a new page, and you'll be able to learn more about BYU online classes, or the other things that these pages are about. This second button here, this will open up a course introduction. You'll learn more about me and the instructor information, and then you'll be able to access the syllabus, and finally you can come into the class discussion and just introduce yourself to the other students. This is an online class. You won't ever see each other face to face unless you coordinate something for yourselves, but this is a way for you to kind of just be aware that the other people are in the class and ask questions and those kind of things. Once you have finished those two modules, you can click here to the first part. This is lesson 1 through 8 and the first mid-course exam, and it works just like I described earlier. So you'll click on one of these. You'll notice that you can't attempt these lessons until you finish the welcome assignments. So every time you finish an assignment, you need to come back to this page, refresh the page so that it can unlock things for you when you need to see them. So again, these little icons tell you what's happening here. The books are going to take you to a page. The question mark is going to be a quiz page, and then a quiz. This first one's going to introduce you to the concept of pre-tests and quizzes. The pre-tests are pretty quick. They just give you a kind of brief introduction of what you're going to be studying. Notice that they're not for any points, but you just have to do them before you can get through the rest of the course. The quizzes will be for a grade. These are reading quizzes. If you'll open the book and kind of read while you take the quiz, then it shouldn't be too difficult. I'm not trying to make this hard in any way. Each lesson starts with an introduction. In the introduction, you'll typically see some learning outcomes, and it'll walk you through what you need to do for this lesson. So in this case, you need to take the pre-test, you need to read the chapter 1 in the textbook, and you'll need to complete the lesson quiz. Often there will be a page with content that I wrote just to kind of help you get a sense for what my feelings about the chapter are. And so I've tried to personalize this part of it to what I think about leadership. Okay, if you look at lesson 2, you'll be introduced to a new assignment. So again, you have the same parts. There's an introduction, of pre-test. Then we'll start seeing something called leadership in the movies. Most of the lessons have these. This is where I've gone out and found examples in specific movies or documentaries that relate to the content that you're studying in that chapter. Here's our pre-test again, leadership in the movies. Self-assessments, most sections will have a self-assessment. Sometimes you'll download the assessment. Sometimes you'll be able to take the assessment right here in the interface. You're not going to turn these in. You're just going to take the assessments, try to learn about yourself in the context of this leadership theory, and then in a moment you'll write about what you learned. There's the quiz like we showed earlier. I'll just open one of those up so you can see what that looks like. You will see something more like this, where there's some instructions and then you will answer questions. Again, these are tied directly to the reading. Every answer should be in the text. Finally, you will open up this articulation essay. You can read those instructions. It ends up being, if I remember, about 1 to 2 pages, single spaced, or about 450, 900 words, somewhere along those lines. This is the rubric. I think you'll notice these are not going to be graded. There's not typically a right answer for these. Instead, we'll just want to know that you've given a thorough assessment and that you've thought through things and that the writing quality is good. Okay, and then throughout the class, BYU's added these feedback lessons as well. These are for you to go in and kind of say, you know, did these lessons work? This is to help us to improve the class. I think there's just one other thing I want to show you as we go through here. As we go into these lessons, these introduction pages. So in this particular lesson, it says you'll need to take the pretest, you'll read the chapter, you'll watch the video, you'll complete the lesson quiz, and then in your book, at the end of the chapter, there will be a couple of case studies. You're going to read through those case studies and the questions that are there, and then you're going to take this self-assessment, and then you're going to write that articulation paper. The articulation papers are half about the case studies you read and half about the self-assessments. So that's how you get to content. Here's the second batch of content. This is lesson 9 through lesson 16, and the final exam's all available. Now, one of the things that's unique about this class is that your live grade is available to you at all times. So instead of starting at 100% of the class and every time you turn in an assignment, you lose a little bit of that 100, this reflects more reality. You typically start a class not knowing very much, so we'll start you at 0 points, and you will work your way up the scale. As you earn points, this blue bar here will rise, and you can see exactly what grade you're on at any time. Once you've hit that level, you cannot lose that grade. That's a part that people really like about how this interface works. You always know your current grade exactly, and you cannot lose that grade. It can never go backwards. The one downside to that is you're going to spend quite a while earning enough points even to hit a D-. So to give you some motivation and kind of help you measure your progress, I've added several layers of E here. These are all still E's. You'll still fail if you only make it through these, but they will kind of help you mark your progress. And then once you hit D's, D-, D+, you can fight your way through that. If you can see the difference between some of these levels, it's only about 30 points. You'll be able to watch your grade grow very quickly once you hit these levels. Okay, up here at the top, so right now we've just finished looking at the content and the grade tab. If we click on this Game On tab, you'll see some elements that are even more unique. The first is the avatar. This avatar represents you. As you earn more points, your level will increase, and as your level increases, you'll be able to change your avatar. And as you get more and more points, the kind of things you can add to your avatar get more and more interesting. So we can, let's add some kind of fun things here. There's multiple options here to work from, and I hope you have a good time with that. It's not for any points, it's just an opportunity to celebrate your success. Easter eggs, I won't show you any of those, but the way these work, as you earn points, the Easter eggs will light up and become unlocked, and if you just mouse over them, there's some instructions there. This one says press H and A at the same time, make sure your sound is on. I'll just give you the added note. If you're at a public place like a library, maybe you don't want to try these out for the first time. And finally, the leaderboard. As you work in the class, you will be assigned an alias. So in this class, all of the aliases are of famous psychologists. So Albert Honduras, for example. As you earn points, you will be able to move up or down within the leaderboard. You'll be able to check your progress against the alias of another student. It's all anonymous. In addition, as you build your avatars will show up in the leaderboard, so you can see the avatars of other people. Okay, that about wraps this up. I hope you enjoy this interface. It's something we've worked on for a long time, and I hope it's something that helps you do well in the class. Thanks.